Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is the brother Aaron from James Jamaica Camp, coming with another quick lesson. And this is just gonna be a quick lesson, about the wonders of the Lord, and just an account that I pretty much found amazing, really. So just gonna read it real quickly, and it just goes to show how great Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi is, Kal Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi Ba'ashem Kodash, and Barakata Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi Ba'ashem Kodash. Alright, so let me just share this account, and hopefully, this inspires, brothers to know that, as another example of nothing impossible with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Now, this is 2 Maccabees 1, verse 18. It says, "Therefore, whereas we are now purposed to keep the purification of the temple upon the 25th day of the month of Casleu, we thought it necessary to certify you thereof, that ye also might keep it as the feast of the tabernacles and of the fire, which was given us when Nehemiah offered sacrifice, after that he had built the temple and the altar." So there was a sacrifice, there was a fire that was built after Nehemiah rebuilt the temple for sacrifice, that apparently was never put out. From that fire had started, the fire was always fed. All right. Now it says, "For when our fathers were led into Persia, the priests that were then devout took the fire of the altar privily and hid it in an hollow place of a pit without water, where they kept it sure, so that the place was unknown to all men." So they hid and they kept this fire going for a long time. It says, "Now after many years, when it's pleased the Most High, Nehemiah has been sent from the king of Persia, did send of the posterity of those priests that had hid it to the fire. But when they told us, they found no fire, but thick water." All right. So the fire was never to go out, but when they went where it was, they found no fire, just thick water, right? It says, "Then commanded he them to draw it up and to bring it. And when the sacrifices were laid on, Nehemiah commanded the priests to sprinkle the wood and the things laid thereon with the water." All right, so the water that it was in, they sprinkled the water on the wood and on all the things that they were about to sacrifice. All right. It says, "When this was done, and the time came that the sun shone, which afore was hid in the cloud, there was a great fire kindled, so that every man marveled." So imagine that. All it took was for the sun to shine upon that sacrifice, and I'm seeing a lot of, I wasn't thinking about it like this before, but this pretty much reminds me of the story of Israel. We had the knowledge, we had the fire, and it was out, and Yahawashi being the sun pretty much shine upon us, where we get through the wisdom and knowledge of this and understanding of these scriptures. And after some time, and we pretty much was rekindled. Right? It says, "And the priest made a prayer whilst the sacrifice was consuming. I say both the priests and all the rest, Jonathan beginning, and the rest answering thereunto, as Nehemiah did." All right, now I'm going to jump down. I'm going to skip to, as a matter of fact, there's a part in the prayer that says, where he asks, right, as it says right here, it says, verse 26 says, well, Verse 25 says, the only giver of all things, the only just, almighty, and everlasting, though that deliverest Israel from all trouble, and didst choose the fathers and sanctify them. So reminding the Most High who is always, deliver our people and sanctify them, right? And fire is also a purifying object, and this is in the festival of, purification, all right, which we also gonna, acceptable men are tried through the furnace of adversity. And it also says in Isaiah that we will be, tried like gold is tried in the fire, in the furnace of affliction. Yahawashi also says that, we will be baptized with the fire and Holy Spirit, which is what all going back to purification, right? Verse 27 says, gather those together that are scattered from us, deliver them that serve among the heathen, look upon them that are despised and abhorred, and let the heathen know that thou art our power. And pretty much this is pretty much our deliverance. This is the state that we're currently in, that we're going to be delivered from through Yahawashi. All right. It says, punish them that oppress us, and with pride do us wrong. All right. Now, jumping down to verse 31, it says, now when the sacrifice was consumed, Nehemiah commanded the water that was left to be poured on the great stones. All right, so the water was left after this, the sprinkling. They told them to throw them on the great stone. It says, when this was done, there was kindled a flame, but it was consumed by the light that shined from the altar. All right, so the fire pretty much was consumed by the light. All right, it didn't say that they made a new fire. That old fire was rekindled. So this is when I started this lesson, I was really thinking more about the miracle aspect, but I wasn't even seeing the spiritual significance of it all, and how it relates to the current prophecies, of us being delivered, from our enemies through Yahawashi within these last days. Kalalal Yahawashi Yahawashi Basham Rakal Kodash. Kalalal Yahawashi Yahawashi Basham Rakal Kodash. Kalalal Yahawashi Yahawashi Basham Rakal Kodash. Brakate Yahawashi Yahawashi Basham Rakal Kodash. Brakate Yahawashi Yahawashi Basham Rakal Kodash. Brakate Yahawashi Yahawashi Basham Rakal Kodash. Definitely wasn't looking at it from that angle until I was actually going through the lesson. So hope this was edifying. Definitely something, a faith booster, a faith builder. And once more, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahawashi, Bashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.